So I have it plugged in because it says to charge it for at least 1 hour. You can use it while it's plugged in, or you can charge it and then unplug it and use it cordless. Next is you want to apply adhesive, which it comes with in the case, or you can buy more for your little cutting mat. So it just says to apply a line across, and then you're going to brush it down and evenly cover your cutting grid. I'm just going to go both ways to make sure I have it all covered. You don't have to cover the sides if you don't want, but just make sure you get the inside good and sticky. Alright, so then it says to let it dry for 2 minutes. So while we let our cutting grid dry, I'm going to go over some of the things about the slice machine. So this is basically your cutter. Your blade sits down here, and it will only cut up to 4 inches. So your power button is on the back, so you just click the power button on, and it says here to insert your design card. So the slice machine comes with Basics 1, so I'm just going to put Basics 1 in, and it's like a little SD card, so it's just like your camera card, and you just slip it into the back here and it'll click into place. Okay, so this is our slice machine, and we have our card in, the Basics 1 card. So I'm going to press the menu button, and it's going to bring up the card that's in, which is Basic Shapes 1, and the settings. So we're going to go to the settings first, so I'm just going to push my arrow button and then press select, and it says press select key to home cutter. So it's just going to make sure that the cutter is in the appropriate position, and this is shown in the manual. Just show you right here, this is an incorrect position and this is a correct position. So it's already in the correct position, but just to make sure, or to reset, we can press select and then it'll move it back to the correct position. So next we'll go to Basic Shapes 1. So I have it there, and I'm just going to press select, and it's going to bring up the different menus. So each card comes with a design guide, and I'll just open it up here, and this will show you each one symbolizes a menu. If I were wanting to cut this little button flower, I would go under this tag. So I would move my little cursor to the tag, which is shown right there, and then I would press select, and I can either go through each image with the arrows, or I can go through each page with these arrows. So I can now choose my little design, press select, and it'll be right here. Okay, so now that we have our image selected, I'm just going to choose my size, and I'm going to do it 2 inches, and now we're going to bring over our cutting grid and we're going to actually make a cut. Okay, so I have my cutting grid and it's nice and dry and sticky, and I'm just going to place my cardstock on it and just make sure that it's stuck down so it doesn't move around when the blade is cutting it. Okay, so now I'm going to bring my slice machine on top. I'm not going to put firm pressure down, but I'm just going to hold it in place so it doesn't bounce around. So I'm going to press select. So it says it's ready. Okay, so I have it down, and I've pressed select to make the cut to get everything ready. So it says that it's ready, and now I'm going to push this side green button over here, which is the cut button. and it says cutting complete. Press menu key. And now we're back to the beginning. So I will just lift this up and you can see here that it's cut out my flower button. So I'm just going to peel this back. Okay, so I've gotten it up and there is my first cut. So it's really simple. There isn't different blade settings or anything you have to do like the Cricut. But again, it only cuts to 4 inches, so it only does small projects like this. When you receive your slice machine, you will actually get 5 replacement blades and your blade removing tweezers and your blade adjustment wrench. So this little container holder thing here has 5 replacement blades, and it actually fits on the end of this tool like so, which is your blade removing tweezers. Okay, so to remove your blade, you just take your slice machine and you hold it upside down and you take your little tweezers and you stick it in the little hole and you're gonna pinch and pull up. And there we have our little blade. Now I'm not going to replace the blade because it doesn't need to be replaced. So to put it back, you would just grab one from the replacement housing, which is right there, and you're going to stick it back in like so. It's extremely simple. If you find that your blade needs adjusting, like it's too loose or too tight, you're going to use this tool and this will adjust the tightness of your blade inside your machine.